Joy Papaya Sun SPF 50. Joy beautiful by nature. Real fruits bata baneko real juice. त्यसैले त real juice real हुने. Bank of the Year 2024 Citizens Bank International Limited, your partner for progress. नयाँ Good Night Flash अरु लिक्विड वेपोराइजर भन्दा 2 गुना बढी प्रभावशाली. गोर्खा इको प्यानल, मेरो घर गोर्खा इको प्यानल को भर. फाइबर युक्त ज्ञान चक्की आटा, हामीसँग ज्ञान छ, सबैलाई हुने ज्ञान.
Proud to be associated with Kantipur News.
Good evening, I am Ipula Gising Lama and these are the headlines of the hour. Minister for Foreign Affairs reiterates government seriousness on KIIT incident. Nepali students continue to demand justice for Prakriti Lamsal. Number of student returnees to Nepal reaches 300. Customs Department reports a 10% increase in imports, reaching 988 billion Nepali rupees. Exports grow by 46.5%, reaching 127 billion in the first 7 months of the current fiscal year. Hamas transfers the bodies of 4 hostages to Red Cross in Gaza in the first release of dead hostages since the ceasefire began last month. And Nepal secures a victory over Lebanon and advances to the final of the International Women's Championship. Lebanon defeated by 1-0. Welcome back. 300 Nepali students from Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology, KIIT, in Odisha, India, have arrived in Nepal after being removed from their hostel by the university administration. The stranded students had to return home through various means. A total of 156 students have returned to Nepal through the Birganj crossing. Among them, 58 students were assisted by South Zone Secondary School in Birganj, who provided transportation to their homes. According to the district police office in Parsa, the returning students reported that they left due to mistreatment by the college administration. Earlier, 78 students returned through the Biratnagar crossing on Tuesday and Wednesday, while 16 students returned through the Kakadbhitta crossing. Students have also returned through other entry points. While campus studies continue, the Nepali students have stated they will not attend classes until justice is served for Prakriti Lamsal. Consul Sanjeev Sharma and Naveen Adhikari, posted from the Nepali embassy, engaged in discussions with students throughout the day and are expected to stay in Odisha for a few more days. Meanwhile, the university announced a scholarship for Nepali students in the name of the late Nepali student Prakriti Lamsal through its social media platform X. Now, Minister of Foreign Affairs Arju Rana has stated that the government is serious about the incident at Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology University in India. Minister Rana, who returned to Nepal from Oman today, spoke to journalists at Tribhuvan International Airport, stating that the government is working to ensure justice for affected Nepali students following the death of Nepali student Prakriti Lamsal and the subsequent situation. She also emphasized that the government will seek a clear resolution to such sensitive issues through diplomatic channels.
परराष्ट्रले चाहिँ यो एभ्री सेक्सनमा एभ्री उसमा हेर्न गाह्रो हुन्छ होला किन हामीसँग त्यति स्टाफै छैन अहिले हामीले 97 स्टाफ थप्दा पनि जुन चाहिँ मेन डिप्लोमेटिक काम गर्नुपर्ने त्यसैमा अझै गाह्रो छ हाम्रो वहाँ कावा डिभिजनको सरले 72 कन्ट्रीज हेर्नुहुन्छ भन्दा अनि यस्तो अब यो एजुकेसन पोलिसीमै हामीले विदेशमा कुन स्ट्यान्डर्ड त्यो मेरो एकदम ठुलो क्वेशन पहिलादेखि हो हामीले एनओसी दिँदाखेरि यहाँ नेपालको चाहिँ इन्स्टिट्युसनहरु हामीले बन्द गर्यौं स्ट्यान्डर्ड पुगेन भनेर विदेशमा पढाउँदा चाहिँ हामीले मेडिकल कलेजहरुको पनि स्ट्यान्डर्ड हेर्दैनौं किन कतिमा त अपरेसन थिएटरमा स्टुडेन्ट पनि नछिरिकन उ लिएर आउँछ भन्दा हामीले यो सेक्टरलाई रिभ्याम्प रिथिंक चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ.
Minister Rana said that a separate hotline has been set up for Nepalese students and parents, and arrangements have been made for returning students to rejoin their hostel. Now, in response to the recent tragic death of Nepali student Prakriti Lamsal, KIIT Vice Chancellor Saranjit Singh has issued a formal apology. He has expressed deep regret over the incident and the subsequent handling of students. He has a recorded video chat between the Vice Chancellor and one of the parents of the Nepali student.
जी मैं बहुत सर दुखित हैं सर. अभी मानिए आपका मित्रता जो आप बोले
इंडिया का फ्रेंडशिप बोले, रिलेशनशिप बोले, यहाँ का आपका रक्षा मंत्री भी बोलते हैं राजनाथ सिंह जी, उनका भी हम बहुत बड़ा फैन है सर। नेपाल से हाथ नीचे कर भी समझौता कर सकते हैं सर, कहकर राजनाथ सिंह कहते हैं सर। और उसी मुल्क का आप हैं सर, किट का हम लोग यहाँ पर प्रचार करते हैं कि नहीं अच्छा है, मेरा बच्चा अच्छा से पढ़ रहा है। आज मेरा बच्चा को अल्पत्र रोड पर लाकर खड़ा कर दिया सर।
नहीं सर, मैं इसके लिए बहुत मैं पूरे संस्थान की तरफ से, हमारे पूरे सभी की तरफ से आपसे बहुत माफी मांग रहा हूँ। और मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, आपको
शर्मिंदगा, आप जैसे बुजुर्ग आदमी हमारे सामने में हाथ मत जोड़िए सर प्लीज। मेरा बहुत ये हर्ट होता है सर। मेरा बच्चा आप लोग के हाथ में है सर, उसका करियर, और बच्चा इतना डरा हुआ है सर, अभी तक हम एक झापट नहीं पीटे हैं बच्चा।
नहीं सर, उसका लोकल गार्जियन मैं हूँ, उसका पेरेंट, जैसे आप वहाँ उसके पेरेंट्स हैं, मैं उसका यहाँ पेरेंट हूँ। ये मैं आपको लिखित तौर पे दे रहा हूँ, और मैं इस आज के इस मीटिंग के माध्यम से आपको ये कन्वे कर रहा हूँ। जैसे वो आपका बच्चा है, वो मेरा बच्चा है, कल को मेरा बच्चा आपके यहाँ जाएगा तो वो आपका बच्चा है, जैसे उसका ध्यान जैसे आप रखेंगे वैसे ही।
सर बच्चा को बाउंसर लगाकर पिटाया जाता है सर, ये भी सर होता है सर। एक तो शिक्षक हो सकता है सर ऐसा, बच्चा को सर एक झापट भी हम लोग नहीं पीटे हैं सर अभी तक। बच्चा को अल्पत्र कर रेलवे स्टेशन में छोड़ जाता है सर। कोई भी माँ बाप ऐसा कर सकता है सर?
नहीं
आप लोग कहाँ थे सर? रेलवे स्टेशन में बच्चा को छोड़ा जाता है सर, वो भी नेपाल इतना दूर है सर। हम लोग वीरगंज में जब सुने हैं, हम लोग अपना बस लेकर बॉर्डर पर जाकर बच्चा लोग को लाए हैं सर। हम भी एनपैप्सन का सेंट्रल मेंबर हैं। मेरा बच्चा का ऐसा हाल हुआ है सर।
In the first 7 months of the current fiscal year, both imports and exports have shown growth. According to the data released by the Customs Department today, imports increased by 10% compared to the same period last year, reaching 988 billion Nepali rupees. Likewise, exports grew by 46.5%, reaching 127 billion, which was only 86 billion Nepali rupees last year. So far in the current fiscal year, imports include seeds worth 14.51 billion, raw materials for refined oil worth 38 billion, and raw sunflower oil worth 17 billion Nepali rupees. Petroleum products worth 139 billion and smartphones worth 19.98 billion have been imported. On exports, tea worth 3 billion, cardamom worth 5 billion, refined soybean oil worth 32 billion, and sunflower oil worth 6 billion Nepali rupees have been exported. Exports include carpets worth 6 billion, jute and yarn worth 2 billion, and steel and iron worth 3 billion Nepali rupees. It is time now for a short break. We have more news coming up. Welcome back. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in several provinces, why have the people not felt social justice? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
ठुलाबडा हुने खानेलाई त्यही किसिमको चाहिँ कानुन देखिन्छ र अनि तल्लो तहकोलाई चाहिँ पेल्ने गरिबहरूलाई निमुखाहरूलाई अनि चाहिँ बढी पेल्ने चाहिँ छ।
जातीय विभेदका कारणले न्यायहरू पाउन गाह्रो भइरहेछ अनि राजनीतिक क्षेत्रमा हरेक कुरामा महिलाहरूलाई नै पछाडी पारिएको छ।
हेपिएको छ, दबाएर राखेको छ।
जबसम्म समाजमा एकरूपता हुँदैन, सबैले पाउनुपर्ने अधिकारहरूको उपभोग गर्न सकिराखेका हुँदैनन्, तबसम्म समाज अगाडि बढ्न सक्दैन।
ठुलाको लागि चाहिँ नि ऐन छ र गरिब गुर्दाहरूको लागि चाहिँ नि ऐन छ।
अशिक्षित छन् हैन, नेपालमा सबै शिक्षित त छैनन्। त्यसकारणले चाहिँ नि यो कसरी उपयोग गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा खुदै तिनीहरूलाई नै थाहा छैन।
72 को संविधानपछि स्थानीय निकायमा थुप्रै अधिकार सहितका स्थानीय निकायहरू आए तापनि आम नागरिकहरूलाई प्राप्त गर्ने सेवा सुविधाको बारेमा वडा नागरिक पत्रै छैन। धेरै ठाउँमा जानकारी नभएका कारणले गर्दाखेरि पनि
शिक्षाको अभाव, रोजगारीको अभाव अनि जनचेतनाको अभाव।
हामी त्यस्तो ठाउँमा हाम्रो मधेसको मान्छे पुगेकै छैन।
यो कुरा पढे लेखे मानिसले पनि राम्ररी अनुभूति गर्न नसकेको र त्यस विषयमा उनीहरू निकै प्यासिभ भएको,
पावर पहुँच भएकाले तलको वर्गहरूलाई अलिकति चाहिँ हेपिएको हो कि यो
कानुन चाहिँ बनायो, तर कानुन जसले बनायो, जुन सरकारले बनायो, त्यो सरकार आफ्नै कार्यान्वयन पक्षमा कमजोरी देखाएको छ।
CPN Maoist Center Chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal, who led the government for nearly 2 years with 32 seats in the Nepali year of 2079, federal election has now shifted to the opposition bench after losing power. Following this, Dahal has focused on strengthening the party and expanding its organization.
आफ्नो टोलतिर फर्किँदा यो पटक संगठन निर्माण गर्ने एउटा राम्रो अवसर माओवादी केन्द्रलाई प्राप्त भएको छ।
CPN Maoist Center Chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal has been actively visiting districts to focus on party organization, a common approach in Nepali politics when in opposition. Dahal and his party are now working to rebuild their influence for future prospects. The Maoist Center will launch the Maoist with Janata Tarai Made's Awakening campaign in Chapa on February 24. The campaign will include organizing local leaders, cadres, public meetings and interactions in 20 districts along the postal route, concluding in Kanchanpur in the far west on 15th of March.
ठुला दुई पार्टीको सरकार बनिसकेपछि हामी प्रतिपक्षमा छौं। माओवादी पार्टी प्रतिपक्षमा भएको यो बेलामा संगठन बनाउने एउटा सुनौलो अवसर प्राप्त भएको छ। त्यो भएर अध्यक्ष कमरेड को दौडधुप चलिरहेको छ र त्यो सँगसँगै हामी सबै पार्टी कार्यकर्ताहरू सबै हामी संगठनिक काममा जुटिराखेकै छौं।
The party is also conducting grassroots campaigns along with youth and students initiative for 6 months. Party chair Pushpa Kamal Dahal, who has visited almost all parts of the country, is optimistic about the growing public support for the Maoists. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public poll.
But before that, let's take a look at yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you what's your take on political leadership dwelling on changing the election system instead of their modus operandi. 19% voted for A, against the Constitution, 72% voted for B, an attempt to hide their own weakness, and 9% voted for C, time-relevant initiative. Now, yesterday's question. What is your take on making an issue that can be resolved in Parliament a topic of debate on social media? Your options are A, weakness in parliamentary practice, B, result of partisan retaliation, or C, propaganda-driven tendencies. The voting is on. Type an EWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now, a serious concern has emerged over unregistered health institutions operating across the country. The government lacks data on health facilities at the provincial and local levels, including those running without permission. Key questions include what actions will be taken against unregistered institutions, where they should register, and the qualifications required for registration.
Nepal does not have official data on the exact number of government health institutions, which makes their management and monitoring challenging. Estimates suggest there are around 10,000 health facilities nationwide, with approximately 7,000 being government-run and 3,000 private. Only a small number have received official approval, while the rest fall under provincial and local governments whose exact figures remain unclear. Establishing a health institution requires registration with the local ward office or industry department, but registration alone is not enough. Proper authorization from relevant authorities, such as the Ministry of Health or local bodies, is necessary for operation.
स्थानीय तहसम्मको र आधारभूत स्वास्थ्यका क्लिनिकहरू छन् भने स्थानीय तह यदि 50 देखि 200 शय्यासम्मको छ वा विशेषज्ञ सेवा छ भने प्रदेश स्तरमा प्रदेश स्तर भनेपछि प्रदेशको स्वास्थ्य हेर्ने मन्त्रालयले गर्न पनि सक्यो निर्देशनालयले गर्न पनि सक्यो वा उहिले चाहिँ भने अधिकार चाहिँ प्रत्यायोजन गरेर जिल्ला स्थित चाहिँ उसका चाहिँ जुन स्वास्थ्य कार्यालयहरू छन् तिनीहरूले पनि गर्न सके र साथसाथै 200 शय्याभन्दा माथिको वा हाम्रो जनस्वास्थ्य सेवा नियमावलीले विशिष्टीकृत सेवा भनेर तोकिएका सेवाहरूको चाहिँ यदि सेवा सञ्चालन गर्नु छ भने चाहिँ संघीय सरकारले चाहिँ गर्ने गर्छ.
Clinics providing services to 25 or more people must also obtain local level approval before functioning legally. Hospitals with 50 to 200 beds or specialized care require approval from the provincial government, while hospitals with more than 200 specialized services need federal government approval. Monitoring and regulation of such hospitals fall under federal jurisdiction.
दर्ता गरिसकेपछि सञ्चालन स्वीकृति यदि स्वास्थ्य सेवा चाहिँ दिँदै हुनुहुन्छ, चाहे त्यो विशेषज्ञ हो, चाहे विशिष्ट हो, चाहे आधारभूत होस्, हो भने त्यो स्वास्थ्यसँग सरोकार राख्ने मन्त्रालयसँग यहाँहरूले सञ्चालन स्वीकृति लिनुपर्छ। यदि त्यो नलिएर तपाईले सेवा प्रदान गरेको, कुनै चाहिँ बनाले आम मानिसलाई चाहिँ अलिकति लापरवाही गरेको वा तलमाथि भयो भने त्यो अन्य सामान्य मानिस र मानिसलाई चोटपटक लगाउँदा वा कुनै कारणवश मर्डर गर्दा के सजाय हुन्छ, त्यो सजाय चाहिँ उहाँहरूले पाउनुहुन्छ यदि सञ्चालन स्वीकृति नलिएर चलाएको छ भने।
The Ministry of Health has stated that only health institutions that comply with regulations and meet necessary criteria will be approved, and unauthorized ones will face legal action. Negligence or facilities in such institutions could lead to criminal charges.
स्वास्थ्य संस्था नियमन भन्ने ऐन पनि छ, नियमावली पनि छ है। त्यो नियमावली अनुसार निरीक्षण गर्नुपर्ने हो, अनुगमन गरिराख्नुपर्ने हो र अनुगमन गरिसकेपछि जो दर्ता छैनन् तिनीहरूलाई चाहिँ बन्द गराउनु पर्ने हो। अब दर्ता नभइकन चलेका संस्थाहरू, स्वास्थ्य संस्थाहरूबाट दिएका सेवाहरू कति गुणस्तरीय हुन्छन् भन्ने आफै प्रश्न चिन्ह खडा हुन्छ।
Due to government negligence and lack of proper oversight, many unregistered health institutions are operating, putting public health at risk.
It is time for international update. Hamas transfers the bodies of 4 hostages to the Red Cross in Gaza in the first release of dead hostages since the ceasefire began. Hamas says the dead include 3 members of the Bibas family, Mother Siri and her young children, Fear and Ariel, who were aged 9 months and 4 years when they were abducted. Hamas alleges that the 3 Bibas family members were killed in an Israeli strike in November 2023. Israel has not confirmed this and says it will only confirm their identities after forensic tests. The 4th body is that of Oded Lifshitz, 84, a veteran peace activist, the group says. The Israeli Prime Minister's office says the bodies of the 4 hostages have been transferred to Israeli forces in Gaza. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.